Listen, before you watch this video, I need you to like and subscribe, man. The goal is to get as many college coaches to this platform as possible to get these kids scholarships. So in order to do that, I need you to like and subscribe to this video and even share it.
Yo,
What's
man,
up? Good morning.
cool your head top down.
That's better.
Yeah.
Why is doing that?
Yeah. You just got out the gym?
Yeah, with Kennedy. We did a little morning workout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You been in the gym?
Yeah, I just got to eat some fruit.
Yeah. I'm about to
Yeah, I
drink
just
on my
got
tea
that.
right now.
Yeah, I just got to eat some fruit.
What fruit you eat?
ATB, a little
Yeah.
variety. Good
Yeah.
little variety.
Hey, I've been juicing. I got some pineapple juice, watermelon juice,
Oh, for real? You
that
made it or you
turmeric.
bought it?
Huh?
You made it or bought it?
Nah, I got big old jugs. Watermelon, pineapple, turmeric, lemon, all that.
Oh, dang. You
Yeah.
just mix them or you drink them separately?
I
You
mix them, put some
mix
carrot
them?
juice with some turmeric and stuff like that. Try to kill
Yeah.
that body fat.
Yep. Yeah, I put like cayenne and turmeric on most of my food just to kind of get, cause I like spice anyway. So,
You
but
like hot food?
yeah,
Yeah,
spicy food good like to cleanse like the like jalapenos and peppers and stuff like that's good for like cleansing and stuff. So
yeah. Then they
I
say that
enjoy.
cayenne pepper like it'll absorb all them nutrients and stuff. It make you
Yeah.
get it for real. Yeah,
hmm But
make
yeah,
you feel
man.
too hot for
What
me.
up, Z?
What up,
Good
y'all? What up? Good morning.
morning, Z.
Good morning, man. We got some pretty good topics. So we got a lot of kids sitting the bench because they want to be with their friends. Like I said, we want to talk about Zay, Harmony, being from DFW, making a WNBA, how hard it is to even make it, have the opportunity. These colleges with $10 million rosters is pretty insane. Like I think that's gonna be a good one. Then you got Malaysia Fuali, in her situation. She kinda came out and said her parents had nothing to do with the situation. Some people say her parents got something to do with the situation. But yeah, that's a few topics that we're gonna talk about. And then just kinda use those to kind of help the parents in whatever situation they in. Uh, so the first topic is basically the kids sit in the bench because of their friends. Like, what do you tell a kid in that situation? See, you've been around for a minute. You done seen it multitude of times. Uh, Kids just want to be with their friends, but not necessarily looking at their long term goal. You know what I'm saying? They're just looking at the short term success or fun time, I guess.
Yeah, I seen over the years, some really good kids bring their friends with them because they that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be able to get them on the roster because the team wants them that bad. So
Mm-hmm.
they'll bring their friend along, and their friend don't even get in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid can play a little bit, but just not on that level. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I think now it's got worse. Like now it's all about popularity. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like want to be, with such and such, cause such and such get all the camera time. She
Yep.
get, I might get a little look in there here and there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's more about popularity than anything now, and that has moved on.
Mm-hmm.
But I blame the parents for that. I blame the parents for allowing their kids to
Yeah.
go sit on the bench while they hungry or getting a shine on. I blame the parents
Yep.
for that. That's you to tag along. You to tag along, friend. That hey, I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the parents' fault for allowing that to happen. I can't put that on kids because the kids ain't paying the AAU fees. The kids ain't paying for travel. The kids ain't. That's all on the parents. I mean,
So
that's just my take on that one.
on the flip side of that, though, like let's say for instance, I feel like it's the opportunity. You said the kid can play a little bit. Like it only takes like a few spurts here and there though to kind of get your groove with a certain team. Like say for instance, you get with the team, your homie is the star, but you could come in and be productive. I guess like you know what I'm saying. Like you're not gonna get those same minutes, but you will get some productive minutes in front of an audience that you wouldn't get somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't necessarily be the man, but so say for instance you go play for Team Ducky or whatever, and you kill it. You dropping 30s, 40s, whatever, like 25s, and there's no coaches there. There's no media there. Like,
Yeah.
where you gonna get that? Where you gonna get that recognition from? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you in high school. Like if you said 15, 16, 17, you gotta play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta perform. So it's kind of like you performing, but you ain't really getting seen.
Well, then
So what do you?
that's back on the parents as well. Like, you know, as far as recording those 30-point games and promoting those 30-point games. Like, I've seen kids go higher than kids that's on those teams, on those Ducky teams, on Team Ducky. I done seen kids go higher than because their parents did a great job with the media and showing outlet and you know. And I think the one thing about it is if you could just get in the building where some of those teams are. Like, now I'm not talking about on the circuit.
Right.
I'm saying when they have what's that tournament Earl have
Oh,
downtown?
giving.
Earn not giving. If you could just get down there and just be in the vicinity and you killing, somebody gonna see you, bro. Cause somebody gonna say, man, come over here, watch this girl, man. This girl or this boy over here murdering, man. You know, go come over here and check this kid out.
Right.
And that's how it happens. But now you're right. If iron sharpens iron going on and you way out in Frisco somewhere playing in some rinky-dink tournament. So I think that's what really matters, if you can get in the building where some of those who's are at. Not saying you got to play against them, but just be in the building playing.
Gotcha. And that was gonna be my. Go
I
ahead. Go
got a
ahead.
question. So are they playing? Because I don't see. I might be wrong. Are they playing with their friends, or are they playing with it because this guy might be good? Let me go play. Because I don't see it. You know, back in the day, we was like, is Zico? Is he like, hey, I got a partner. My partner trying to hoop. Can my partner come with me?
Mm-hmm.
But do you see, like, are they doing it like that, or is it like, hey, this girl is good. I want to go play on this team. Like, is it like real
It's
friendships? Like,
it's
are they
it's
actually saying, "Hey,
it's a
my
little bit
friend
of
want to
both.
come play with us"?
It's a little bit of both, Trey. It's a little bit of both. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Some use their influence because they're so good, to be able to get their homegirl on that team. And then some, like you said, it's a popularity thing. I want to go play over there with such and such. You know what I'm saying? Because such and such, you know, she cold and she, you know, and she got other girls with her that's cold. And mama, if I get on this team, then, you know what I'm saying, not realizing they not never in the heat of the battle.
right.
Now, I think that's more of what Ed is talking about. Them kids like that, they're just, you know, getting on team and don't really play much. You know what I'm saying? Like hardly ever get in the game. They got the uniform on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But they're not really playing at all.
Got you. So you saying like you just need to be in a building in the vicinity, no matter. Let's say for instance you good, right? But you playing some not so good teams. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, so it's like okay, yeah, we telling you to come over, but it's like damn, who you playing? You know what I'm saying? So it's not you saying like you necessarily don't have to play against them.
I'm gonna
You just
tell
got to
you.
be in the building,
I'm gonna tell both of y'all something. A college coach can tell when your ass can hoop or not.
even if you
It don't
playing
matter.
against, even if you
It
playing
don't matter
against.
who you. It don't matter who you playing against. A college coach can tell if your ass can hoop or not, bro.
Yeah,
It don't take.
I
It don't
agree.
take them about 5 minutes to see if your ass can really play basketball, bro. I don't give a damn. You're against a YMCA girls. If your ass can hoop, they know you can hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like they just know that. They know that they ain't got to. Gino used to say back in the day, all he had to do was see 5 minutes of the game and he could walk to the next court.
So,
He knew. He knew then. 5 minutes, all he
so
needed.
can I ask you a question, Z? So you would get parents that be like, let's say you put a girl in or a guy in, and you pull them out 5 minutes, and then the parents say, well, you gotta give them time to warm up. You gotta give them time to get in their bag. How you feel about that?
That's crazy because your opportunity is your opportunity, bro. Your opportunity is your opportunity. Like I've always taught my kids, you know, hey, when that coach call your name, man, you gotta be ready to go, man. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like that's preparational. You know, I ain't, you know, I'm warmed up. I'm ready to go. I'm mentally prepared on the bench. He called my name. I'm trying my best to where I make it so hard for him to pull me back out that game. See, that's what kids mess up at. That's what I talked about a while
Yeah.
back. Is that promised church league time? They such and such give 5, 6, 7 minutes. I want 6, 7 minutes, but you're not such and
Yeah.
Yeah,
such. You know what I'm saying? But if you get in there and handle your business, it's hard for a coach to take you back out. It's hard. They
yeah,
looking like, damn, how I'm gonna get this kid out the game because you playing so damn hard and good. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you get your opportunity, you got to be ready to seize the moment, man. You got to be ready to seize the moment.
got you. So I want to kind of piggyback off. You said a coach can figure out if a player can play in 4 or 5 minutes. So let's say, for instance, we got kids that we kind of mention to programs, and they'd be kind of like, I don't know. What do you feel about like those situations? Like, say for instance, you trying to plug a kid in with a good organization. They be like, oh, they ain't a UIBL kid, or they ain't a GUAA kid, like they ain't a Three Stripes kid. Like, what do you say to like those programs? That's kind of, I mean, you missing out on kids, but you supposed to be a top circuit. You supposed to be pulling the best talent, but you trying to give them a gym, but they just because they ain't got the name, they don't want the kid.
You know, sometimes it's who it's coming from, and so sometimes that's where the politics works. You know, whereas some guy can say something to them about him, and then so for instance, the OG can call him and say, "Hey man, y'all need to get on this kid, man. This kid is nice, man." You
Yeah.
know, they're gonna open their eyes up then because they respect who's telling them that.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the times, it's not that they, you know what I'm saying, those programs are not open to it. They just might not respect the resource that it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you. So kind of want to switch it up a little bit. Congrats to Zay. You know what I'm saying? Harmony. You coach both of them. You train both of them. Talk about like first off what it meant to you, and then like just kind of talk about the journey on being able just to get there to that promised land, basically.
Well, I tell you what, man, that was, that was a night that right after my daughter gets selected, then Harmony gets selected. So that was a special night for me. I still haven't talked to Harmony yet. I text her, but I haven't talked to her verbally on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm super proud of both of them because they both had major injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, Harmony tore ACL in the Final Four,
Right.
on the UIBL. So, to see those kids bounce back and be resilient and to make it, to this opportunity to be on a roster is that's it's absolutely incredible. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because most kids turn the bag in. You know what I'm saying? Most kids turn the bag in. But I think the journey of it all is watching them grind. Like for instance, Zay and Harmony. I mean, they didn't care about who was in them lines and group training. You know what I'm saying? I tell kids them stories.
Yeah.
A lot of kids now worry more about who they training with
Yeah.
than what they getting. You know what I'm saying? And them two never worried about who was in that line, bro. They getting their
Yeah.
reps and they
Yeah.
getting it like they supposed to get it. They never concern themselves. Such and such don't train over there, so I don't want to train over there. They came to get it in. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the mad respect that I always have for them. They can walk in the gym and they be little kids tonight.
Yeah.
She didn't care.
Yeah.
She
I
probably
see
gonna
that.
go. She probably gonna go 40 more times than them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me, baby, I got this. You know what I'm saying? She
Mm-hmm.
gonna get hers in. Harmony the same way. I think kids now need to take a little bit of that blueprint when they go train and understand. Quit looking around and seeing who in there
Mm-hmm.
and take away what you finna get out of this. You know what I'm saying? So, I think the journey from DFW to training to watching them in college to, watching them in high school, flourish, watching them in college flourish, it was amazing to watch them, man. Just grind it out. Just grind it out, bro. That's pretty much their stories. They grinded it out.
Yeah.
Got
I see Z all the like every time you post her, she in the gym with little kids. Then you get the kids who not as good as she is, and they be like, oh, you get kids like, I don't want to train with little kids. And be like, but most of these little kids better than you
Yeah.
or can do exactly what you can do. Or they be like, I don't want to train with a group full of girls or a group
Yeah.
full of boys. It's like these days the kids are so famous in their head. They think they
Mm-hmm.
don't supposed to train with certain people. I watched Julius Randle train with Tyler Ralph with a whole bunch of fourth graders, and
Yeah.
he going hard. He going hard.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
then if the kid's messing up, he might go to the kid and be like, "Hey, fix this, work on
Yeah.
this." Right? He
That's
interacting
what
with the kids.
Zay and Harmony did as well. Like they would help me while I'm training. They would help me with kids that's struggling with something.
mm-hmm.
Pull them to the side. Like you got to do this. You got to do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just they were genuine kids.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can see your son doing the same thing. He in a kid,
Yep.
he in a group with little kids, but he going
Yeah.
hard. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
most kids be like, man, I ain't trying to
Yep.
do all
Yep.
that. But he
Yeah.
going hard.
Yep. Yep. I mean, it's adaptable, man. You gotta, you know, I work some kids out one-on-one, man. After 10 minutes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
a lot of people want one-on-one training. They know they can't. Their kids can't
Bro,
handle that, man. I'm stealing.
what?
I'm stealing. I'm stealing money, bro. I'm stealing money. I'm charging you 75 for 1 hour, and I really just work 30
Yeah.
minutes because your kid can't
Yeah.
handle it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Your kid can't.
Bro,
Your kid can't
people
keep
don't
going. You
realize,
know
bro,
what
an
I'm saying?
hour by yourself is totally different than them group sessions, boy.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
Them group.
Yes.
you know who get more tired than a kid? The trainer, mentally.
Yes.
Because you got to keep adjusting the drills.
Yeah.
You got to try to just make it by. It's like, bro, you want another restroom break
Yes.
in a one-on-one?
Well, yeah.
You finna
Yes.
disappear for 10
I'm
minutes?
staring
Like,
at the parent. Yeah, I'm staring at the parent like this.
yeah.
Oh,
This how
shoot.
this how I'm looking at the parent.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Dog. So, like, I mean, they humble kids, but like, what do you feel like the hardest thing was to kind of get them to really realize their potential, um, especially girls, you know what I'm saying, confidence builders, being able to build them up and be like, yo, like you really could do this. And Z, I can already tell like you passionate about so whatever whoever like is around you, like you gonna feed off that. Like your kids gonna feed
Yeah,
off of that. Like
yeah,
whoever you are as a parent. But Harmony not being your kid, like you know what I'm saying, like you pretty much treat her like your daughter. So it's
yeah.
just kind of like just being able. How was you able to instill that confidence and yeah, resiliency and be able to go through a lot of those obstacles?
Well, I think the biggest part of that is building relationships. You know what I'm saying? The relationship part is what matters most.
Mm-hmm.
If you just a trainer and client, them kids not willing to run through a wall for you or not, or even accept what you're trying to give them.
Mm-hmm.
So building that relationship of trust and them seeing that you want the best for them. You want the absolute best for them, and you're involved in, you know, things outside of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not just on the court, but you involved in, coach, I'm going through this, man, I would handle it like this, I would take a look and, talk to mom and dad to see if, I'm so good at that, man. I've been doing it for so long, because I can tell when kids walk in the gym, they got something on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. And then, when they come in bubbly, everything good. Then when they come in, put that bag down slow, or taking the time, putting their shoes on. I'm the one to say, come here, man. Come talk to me. Let's walk. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll spill the beans to you if you got that relationship.
Right.
If you got that relationship. But I think building that relationship and trust, I think any coach, trainer, you can get whatever you want out of kids.
Mm-hmm.
And also them seeing, this is big. Them seeing other kids be successful at your program is huge. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I always used to ask when I first got started in this, like, dude, what have you produced?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question to ask. I tell parents, ask these guys that you finna be paying, umpteen dollars or whatever. Ask them, what have you produced? Tell me who you produce. Who have you helped get first team all district? Who have you helped get MVP of a district? Who have you helped, make it to college? I don't care about what level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about D1. I'm saying NAIA, Division II, JUCO. I'm saying those are questions parents never ask guys.
Mm-hmm.
And if they did ask, it would help them navigate better throughout the process. And I think, my program been around for so long. I got so many kids I done helped get to college. Not even just with the training piece, just with the connections that I have.
Right.
I can make a phone call and say, hey, man, I got one over here for you. He having a hard time. He don't play on the circuit. Mom and them ain't got no money like that to be chasing his ball like that, but he can go or she can go. I got connections like that. I can make a phone call and help somebody. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people, a lot of parents now, they don't do that work and research. Like when you drive up to a car lot, remember we had
Yeah,
this
yeah.
conversation? Like you're gonna do the research on that car, like before you buy it or purchase it. You
Mm-hmm.
want to know everything about it. But when it comes to basketball and training and coaches, and they don't do their research, man.
So
They don't do their research.
let me ask you a question, Z. How do you feel about, let's say you got somebody who just started
I
training?
was just,
They
that was gonna
probably
be my
like
question.
6 months in, 1 year in, maybe 2, 3 years in. What would you say to parents trying to invest in that trainer, like a brand new trainer? He don't really got nobody under his window umbrella, right?
But he got a
What would you
resume.
Mhm.
say? Say that again,
But he
Ed.
got a resume.
What's the resume?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, he played in college. He played. Let's say
yeah.
he played pro. He coached
That's what
some.
I was about to. That's what
Yeah.
I was about to start with. Is he, what level of the play did he play? What does
Mm-hmm.
he know? Like stuff like that. Now I'm all for guys. Yeah, you can't go into it and say, when you just starting it, I produce such and such or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
after 2 months, a parent should be able to see their kids' growth
You said 2 months.
Right.
if if they're coming
What's
consistently.
what's consistently?
I say at least 2 days.
All right.
I say at least 2 days a week, coming consistently,
Mm-hmm.
being there every two days a week, by 2 months. If your daughter or son couldn't dribble and now they dribbling the ball, that's growth. So
Okay.
you got to look at growth in stages. That's why I have a grassroots program, then I have an advanced program, because I try to graduate my grassroots kids because they can finally go to the elite level of advance because they got the foundation down. But
Mm-hmm.
these parents want to skip that because their kids 14 years old and they think
Think
they need
they
to be with the
advanced.
older kids. They think they need to be older, but they're
Mm-hmm.
not advanced. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So you have to, it's levels to it. It's levels to it. But for a new trainer, I think that's the biggest thing going into it is just make sure the kids are growing. Like make sure they
The
see
results.
themselves getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta see some results coming down the
Yeah.
line. I'm coming here twice a week. I'm dedicating my time. I'm giving you and they gotta give the energy. They gotta give the energy for it as well. They can't come in there dry.
Right.
Bro,
They can't come in
I
there
think
dry. They got
that's the
yeah.
biggest thing
So
for me. Like,
So that was like when I first got in it, I didn't like know, I didn't understand it. So my first thing, like I tell Ed all the time, like even on this podcast, like man, I haven't been in the game long enough to even be speaking about stuff. And I don't like to tell the kids all the kids I train, but some kids went to college. You got some All Americans. You got some kids who really are out here doing it. But I'll be like, I don't like to talk about it because I haven't been in the game. But my biggest thing was when I was a little younger. I have to get around.
Listen, man, do you need college coaches on you early, late? It doesn't matter. I'm Coming University got everything for you. Posted twice a month, 16 plus thousand followers, 450 plus coaches every month. And we just dropped the app. I'm Coming University got his own app, own platform where we got every access to every coach in America, D1, D2, NAIA, JUCO. It don't matter what level you want to go to and what level are you good enough for at the end of the day. Book a call in the description and let's get you seen and let's get you.
Z. I have to get around these guys who been doing it for so long and make sure like I'm not doing it with my ego and doing it like, hey, I'm a good trainer, but I haven't been validated by Z, or I haven't checked Z out, or I haven't got around the Tyler Rails, or I haven't got around these top trainers to like get in my ear or get some, feedback and be like, hey, what do I need? Because I done talked to you, I done talked to Tyrone Maxey with the all them, and every time I'm asking all these questions, Tim Martin, hey, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Tim Martin say, hey, do this, do this. Z, you would say, hey, do this, do this. Tyrone said, "Hey, do this, do this." So when I was younger, I was always big on like getting around the older people who
mm-hmm.
have kids or who done this and like, hey, I got to get around them. Let me get some game from them. Let me learn from them. I was in Tyler Ralph's gym for like 2 or 3 months, just volunteering, just studying him, and I got around Tyler, and I was like, damn, I'm not going hard enough, or
Mm-hmm.
damn, I'm not doing it right. Something got to change. So
Right,
that's what I say about younger trainers. Like, don't get in the mindset of like I've been to college, I know
right.
everything. Like you got to go around these older guys and like, hey, help me with the game. Give me a blueprint. Give me
Mm-hmm.
something I know that's gonna be sustainable for the long run.
And
Yeah.
most older OGs that really got a passion for this, they don't they don't have egos.
Yeah,
Well, we're not ego driven. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like I'm not hurting over here for kids. I'm not looking for nobody. I'm not trying to take nobody babies. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if anybody, I done had people come shadow me in training. I got
Mm-hmm.
up and coming trainers that come shadow me. They want to coach. Can I just come watch how you run stuff and how you do stuff? And I said, yeah, come
yeah,
on. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know, if you want to get in and have a voice, I want to see if you can talk. I want to, I'll be pushing them. I'll be pushing the trainer while I'm pushing the kids.
yeah,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you ain't gonna make no money not talking. Like,
Yeah.
what you doing over here? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, and they be like, Coach, that's some intense stuff, man. I ain't never been this intense. I ain't never been, I'm like, well, you got to change your mindset
Mm-hmm.
if you want to survive in this game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, kids feed off your
Yeah.
energy. Kids feed off your energy. And that's just the bottom line.
Got you. So I want to kind of, you said if a kid comes 2 days a week, you should see improvement. Now, I want you to clarify if they only come those 2 days, if they don't do nothing else out the word, they not gonna get no better. Or do you see, or what's do you see them getting better with just those 2 days and they don't do nothing else?
No,
Okay.
no, now. Let's backtrack on
Yeah,
that one.
because I want people to clarify. I want you to clarify.
Yeah.
I want you to.
So it's very vital and important for a kid to grow if they got to do the homework that you give them. So those off days that they're not seeing you, they got to be doing their homework. Like I give homework to my grassroots kids. Like you have to be doing 100 right hands, 100 left hands, 100 crossovers, 100 betweens, 100 behinds. You know, every day. I tell them it take 5 minutes to do it. Once you really get it down, it
Yep.
take 5 minutes to do it. And I said, if you're doing it, when you come back to me, I'm gonna know
No,
that you're doing it
bro.
because once I get in the drills and start seeing them, I'm like,
Ooh,
oh, you're getting
little
smoother now.
smoother. You look a
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah, yeah,
smoother.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And the ones that don't do it, that's all you can do is keep saying you ain't been doing your
Yep.
homework. You ain't been doing your homework. You in here struggling. You in here struggling. And the kids be looking like, dang, he gonna ride me this
Yeah.
whole hour.
Yep.
Cause we
You
know,
know,
you know.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I'm gonna be like,
yeah,
oh, you missed them 2 days, huh?
yeah,
Yep. You missed them 2 days.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, bro. That's. I always feel like because I be with Trey and training like this girl I train like 2 days a week, and I tell her like, bro, like you need to stop coming to me if you're gonna miss these other days. Like, because you gonna be going in a circle. Like, you're
Right.
not gonna see no improvement. And so then, like, this last week, I could tell, like, okay, you've been doing your work because her handles looking smoother in the basic drills that we're doing. Like, it ain't no hard drills, basic.
Yeah,
So I can
yeah.
tell, like, even in the basic situations that you've been working, like, your body gonna get immune to certain movements if you consistently do them. Like, even if you
Mhm.
struggling and you missing it, like, eventually it's gonna start looking smoother and smoother the more you do it.
And and
And I think the biggest thing for y'all guys is to understand this. Kids will, if you do the same drills over and over again, they will master it and look like they can really do stuff. So that's been my blueprint my whole life is to switch stuff up. So they go home and work on them drills that you just did, and
Mm-hmm.
they come back and oh, what we doing today? Oh Lord, have mercy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So now they looking like, oh Lord, I don't know if they looking in the stands of their mom and dad, like, oh Lord, I don't know about, because they preconditioned to do that drill and to master it. They're not mastering basketball; they're mastering the drill, and I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
that's a big difference that people don't understand. You don't want to be a master of drills and can't play basketball.
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen some kids over the years. You put them in a skill session and you be like, whoa,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
mug,
yeah, yeah,
whoa.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Then you see them in the
yeah,
game and you like, oh man, come on
yeah.
now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So getting all that stuff to translate
Mm-hmm.
is the biggest part of a trainer's job, is to get what they're learning, building their skill set up, and then to translate it for them to take it and play in the game and be successful.
Right.
So always look at it like this. This is what we deal with, like as trainers. You get a kid, you might get a kid 1 hour out the week, 2 hours out the week, 2 days out the week.
Mm-hmm.
We do 2 hours per day. So if you come Tuesday, Thursdays, you coming for 2 hours. But then I always say, you going home, like Ed said, you going home all those other days and you practicing bad habits. So that's why I always say, parents, don't come coach during my practice. Don't come coach during a game. You got all that time. Go in the driveway, go in the backyard, then coach them. You work on that left hand layup with them. I shouldn't spend a whole hour trying to teach your baby how to do left hand layups after we worked on it a lot here
Yeah.
already.
Yeah,
Go
Uh-huh.
home and go get those reps in
Uh-huh.
by yourself. And so now you come to me, we can work on things that will translate to the game.
Mm-hmm.
But we still got to work on making left hand layups 5 in a row. Then when you come back to me, it's like, man, look, we doing the same thing over and
Over and
over
over.
and over.
Yeah.
Because you gotta know they practicing bad habits. Like even watching film, I know the kids that's getting like real good. They
Mm-hmm.
watching they film,
yeah,
they studying a game, and then you go the kids who just doing a lot of training. You see the training in the game. They might hit you with a between behind, but they standing on the 3 point line. They
yeah,
haven't
Right.
did nothing with
Yeah,
it.
they ain't got
They
nowhere
just
with it.
doing the moves,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like you got to know how to translate that on your own. So when you come to us, I'm trying to help you translate this to the
Right.
game. But if
yeah.
you don't know how to make left hand layups or you don't know how to do it between the legs move, what we got to work on all day? We
Right.
got to work on those little stuff you don't know how to do.
And you know,
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about stuff like that, I just told a parent this: there's a such thing as training, and there's a such thing as team practice.
Mm-hmm.
So if you on a team, it's that coach job to get the team good. It's not for the individual. It's not for individual. Training.
Right.
I know parents think that when they play on a team, the coach supposed to be training them too.
Mm-hmm.
No, that coach trying to organize his team. He trying to
Right.
teach them how to play ball. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And put plays in and put out of bounds, side out of bounds. Baseline out of bounds. Presses. He got to come up with the style of play that this team need to play and do all that. So he don't have time to teach your baby how to come off a curl screen and
Right.
teach your baby how to go make a left hand layup like you said, Trey. He don't have time for that.
What up, Left?
Yeah. So what up, Lefty? Yeah. So
What's up, left?
I think that's a big misconception from parents wanting 2 out of 1. They want 2 things out of 1 coach. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's something that I talk about all the time.
Got you. So we're gonna kind of switch it up a little bit. So it's a lot of colleges that's got big spending big money on players, man. Especially on the men's side and the women's side. So it's like it's like a few teams that got $10 million roster. They don't pay $10 million worth to get players. $10 million to get players. What do y'all see like in the college landscape of this NIL space, collective space, revenue share space? Like, where do y'all see it going in the next 5 years? You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna look way different in the next 5 years. Like it'll
Let
look
me
different since the COVID change, but like it's gonna look way 10 times different in the next 5 years.
let me just say this. I truly believe NCAA basketball is now a professional sport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So parents are not even thinking. All they're seeing is the bag. They're not even thinking about the pressure that this kid is about to get on them making this type of money
Yeah.
to perform at a high level every game. That coach is gonna snap on them if they're not playing well.
Right. Yeah.
You making 2.5 million, $3 million as
Mm-hmm.
a kid to play basketball. You don't think the pressure
Yep.
is on you to perform?
Perform.
Like, we was talking 20,000 earlier. We was talking 30,000 earlier. That money there is not like millions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just don't think people are thinking about that. Like, they baby finna go into the fire. They finna get killed on Twitter. They finna get, hey, look, man, the fans finna murder them if they
Yeah.
playing bad. I mean, it's finna be a lot that go on with all this. So the mental health side is finna be crucial to these kids.
Yeah.
Do you
And
believe
I
the
think
kids preparing for that part?
No,
say
man,
what you
the
say, Trey?
older the older guys will be. The older guys and girls, the ones that's 25, 26, making that money, they'll be okay. But an 18, 19-year-old is not going to know how to handle that crucifixion that they finna get if they're not playing
Yeah,
well.
facts. You getting paid now? They can critique you hard, bro. It's what
Yes.
it is.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. But yeah, like you said, that mental health part might be because it's kind of a big thing now. Like a lot of players, sitting out because of mental health stuff like that. Now they getting 200,000, 300,000. Yeah, anything wrong with them, they're gonna sit out, bro.
But it goes back to
I just said, I really feel
it,
like anything wrong with them, they're gonna try to figure something to sit out. Oh, my mental health, this and that. But it's definitely going to pro, semi-pro, or whatever you want to call it.
I
Like
feel
some of
like
these
it
Yeah.
goes
top girls ain't making M's, but they making 200, 300K, bro.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
shit, that's life changing money, especially
Yeah.
Yeah,
in college.
yeah,
You ain't
yeah,
got no
Yeah.
yeah.
responsibilities.
Or you a sophomore making 200, you have a good
Yeah.
season, now you might can make 300 next year.
Yeah.
And you think about it, that's 200 and your education, that 200 your
Yeah,
education already free. Your
exactly.
education is free.
You don't even
You
have to
know what I'm saying? So
pay for nothing while you're there.
yeah, exactly.
But I feel like at the end of the day, like people say you be careful for what you ask for, right? Like they went through
Yeah,
all these stipulations to really get paid, which I feel like they should get paid. I mean, they bringing in the revenue, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's pros and cons to everything. So it's like the pro, you getting paid. The con is like you got to deal with that criticism at a very early age. Then you pretty much got to, in a sense, like when you first was going to college, you was just getting a stipend and you getting a scholarship and you kind of just performing. Now you finna get paid big dollars and basically be held accountable for these big dollars you about to get paid at
Can
a
I
higher
ask you
level.
a question? Do you think the coaches changes? Like, do you think the coaches method changes if they paying all this money? Like you be like, oh, I can't lose this girl because she might walk away, or we put so much money in her, so I gotta treat her a different type of way. Do you think the coach's mindset change when so much money been involved with the kids now?
yeah, I
Well,
do.
you talk about Saban. Saban said it was hard to coach guys that made more money than his assistant coaches.
Mm.
That's why he said he got out the game. He
Mm,
said that was tough. That was tough. They making more money than my assistant coaches. How can I coach them? How can I push them? That was the biggest thing for him. I think my biggest thing is I don't have a problem with kids getting paid. If you're a program changer, you're supposed to get paid.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I just don't think nobody's thinking about the other part of that, the pressure that's going to be on them to perform. I don't, everybody happy about the bag, but they don't know the ins and outs of what's going to come to that kid via coach. And the coach having the coach might snap, because he don't put all his eggs in his thing, and
Mm-hmm.
the eggs not brewing like he wanted to brew. So you think about it.
But
It's,
so that's what I'm asking. Can a coach snap on a kid knowing you got $2 million and you can walk away? Like, yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
damn, can I really snap on you?
But
Cause
can
now
coaches really? But Trey, can coaches really coach
that's
hard now?
what
Can
I was about to
coaches
say. We
really?
can't coach
They
you hard.
you can't. But now the
yeah,
coaches can't do that anyway
Yeah.
now because kids gonna walk away.
yeah,
Okay, Z. So,
yeah, bro. Because
do
it's
you?
really not like, because let's just say like a girl specifically, she getting 200K or something.
Mm-hmm.
She probably gonna get 2/3 up front already. So
Right,
even if she don't finish it off, she's still leaving that mug with at least 150
Mm-hmm.
when she leave
right.
if she quit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just tough. Like it's gonna be a lot of stipulations
So
though coming soon to
let's
me.
take it like right now. Like, how do you prepare kids? Like right now, me as a coach,
Yeah.
if you catch me yelling at a kid, somebody gonna be on Facebook the next day talking about how bad I am,
Yeah,
how I'm making these kids
yeah,
suicidal, or how I'm messing up their mental health. But then they want to go to college and get paid, and then these college coaches gonna do the same thing, but worse because it's millions of dollars or $100,000 on the line. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you prepare a high school kid if you can't snap on them now? How can you prepare them to get snapped on in college by a college
I
coach?
think I think
yeah.
classes need to be. put in
You
place.
said
Or
classes?
just go to a coach, or you gotta really just check out that coach, man. See if a coach who really not just gonna spaz, because every coach gonna get on you, bro. You can't just
Yeah,
not. It's just a part of the
Yeah,
game. The coach gonna get on you, bro. Like, you're
yeah.
not finna just be able to get. You're not finna think you're finna get 300, 400K, and then nobody not say nothing to you if you're not hooping. I'm sorry, that's just not how this works. You
But
gotta hoop.
if you are an influential part of any team,
Yeah,
I'm talking about high school level.
yeah,
If you are the man gets the most of the buck of the fussing. You get,
yeah,
that comes with it. So don't be good then. Don't be good, and nobody won't say nothing to you.
yeah. That's
That's what I said. If you don't, yeah, don't be good.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't want nobody critiquing you and being on you, that comes with being a really, really good player. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kids don't want nobody to say nothing to them no more. But that's your job as a coach to give constructive criticism.
right.
Now you all good when you praising them and slapping them and celebrating them. You all good then. But then as soon as you say something that them and the parent don't like, then it's a problem. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it can't be like that. It can't be like that. I tell people all the time, my mom and dad, I played for some of the craziest coaches
Right.
ever. My mom and dad never said a word.
Mm-hmm.
Never said a word. Because they knew the love. They knew the love that coach had for me.
yeah,
Right.
But it was some days where it might appear that he didn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I knew that wasn't what it was. What he was trying to pull the best out of me. And
yeah,
I'm not for nobody belittling no kids. No, we're not talking about that. But hard coaching is hard coaching, man.
yeah,
And in the heat of the moment is the heat of the moment. Good coaches can recover from those
Mm-hmm.
moments. You know, they
Yeah.
they can. But I mean, it's a soft generation now.
yeah.
You got to be real careful with the kind of kids that you go recruit. So you
That's a
recruit
fact.
you recruit kids that come from programs. That's what college coaches are asking me now if they call me. Hey, Zeke, you know about this kid in Dallas? Hey, what kind of background? Can I coach him? Can I coach him? That's the first thing they say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, mom and dad, yeah, you can coach them. Yeah, you can coach them. Then I'd be like, no, you ain't gonna be able to coach them like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, because I don't want them to get themselves in some kind of bind, because everybody's different now. Everybody's raising their kids different in their house.
Mm-hmm. So do you think? Because I'm thinking about the teams that win championships, right? Even though they gonna have players that leave, right? You got people like Kim Mulkey, people like the Duke coach. You got people like Gino. You got people like Don. Like at the end of the day, like I feel like if you want to win, you gonna want to be coached
Yeah,
hard to a certain. You know, what I'm saying everybody don't
yeah,
want to be coached hard, but it's some players out there, and it's
yeah,
probably a good majority of players that want to be coached hard. They want to win. Because I think winning solves a lot of problems at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I ain't never had fun and lost a game.
Right.
You know what
How
I'm
many
saying?
I
of y'all?
think I think a lot of
Go ahead,
people
man. Go ahead,
want to be coached hard until they got it. Like some of them say that. Like even these girls pushing this mental health, all of them thought they could take hard coaching until they really saw what it looked like.
Right.
Got
Like
you.
Yeah.
sometimes
But
you don't know what that looks like. You don't even know
how
what that
many
looks like.
how many programs got $10 million to go on a roster though?
Yeah.
That's just
Right.
going into that. How
Yeah.
many programs got that type
So
of
Yeah,
money?
you got some
So everybody,
ACC schools
so
with only
everybody don't have that
300K
type of
budgets,
money to
bro.
give.
can I ask
Exactly.
you a question, Z? Left. So like, does that change? So let's say we all got kids, and we all want our kids to get part of that $10 million on that roster,
Uh
right?
huh.
That means you gotta be like that, right? So how do you coach a kid that's probably not really like that and they parents want them to be like that and you telling them in the game, hey, don't shoot that shot. Hey, pass that ball. And then they looking at you like you hating on them or you don't got the best interest for them because they want that million of dollars. They want to get paid too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you telling them, hey, nah, you ain't really that good. You can't take them shots right now.
I don't.
Well, you ain't gonna go in no major college and run nothing,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, nah.
If you not
Facts.
if
You're
you're
not
not
one of
like that,
those.
if
Yeah.
you're not one of the ones, man. If you're not
Yeah,
one of the ones, you're not.
like if you go to
Yeah,
a TCU practice, he's already let it be known who's who, what your
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
role is.
yeah.
These are our playmakers, and they will have the ball 86% of the time. That's exactly what he's gonna say.
Yeah. No, that makes sense
So
though.
what do you tell kids trying to get paid and they not that player though?
Well,
Yeah, you gotta
that's
shine in a role. You gotta find the right
that's what the
system for you where you
honesty.
can shine.
That's
Yeah.
where the honesty come in at. See, that's why I said a lot of people out here lying to these kids, bro. They
Exactly.
setting them up for failure because they never telling them the truth. See, that kid should have been unheard. They not the one of them one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have
Fact.
been. They should
That's a
have been
fact.
heard that.
Yeah.
But you can't say that. You
I
can't tell
can't.
a you
I
can't
mean, I
tell a
say it
kid
all
to
the time. I think it just depends on
I
how you say it,
can't.
maybe.
see
But
you
yeah,
can see you
you
can.
gotta be honest though. You gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Like, there gotta be some
And
honesty there
it's
at the
the
end of
way.
the day.
It's the
People
way
not
you
gonna
say
like it,
it.
but it's just what it is.
It's the way you say it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a presentation of how you say it to that kid. Now, some kids on my side of town, I can say it however.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, they gonna receive it.
yeah.
Now, on your side of town, that needs to be a scripted essay with how you say it to them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a different presentation for different
Right.
kids.
Do
You
you
know,
feel like they should have, I don't know if it would be mental health, psychological classes in high school? Cause say for instance, your high school coach ain't he ain't gonna coach you hard or she ain't gonna coach you hard, whatever the case may be. But like you still need to be prepared for, even though it kind of starts at home. Like I feel like even at the schoolhouse, like because that's where they at majority of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
yeah,
it should be some type of class or um, something to kind of prepare your mind for certain moments because they're not getting at the house because their parents going to work. They ain't putting them straight. We was talking about it like when you live in the city, you pretty much coming home. You raising yourself for the most part. If you when you get to a certain
Yeah.
age, because you wait for
Yeah.
your parents to get off work. Like you pretty much got to know how to cook. You got to know how to do all this. So you kind of preparing yourself in a sense. So I
Oh
think
yeah, no, that's a fact. Will
you
these
need to
coaches
have
do
your
be lying?
mental, some type of mental, because if somebody start yelling at you, you ain't getting your parents ain't yelling at you, like
But
you,
I
And
feel
you
like
think you grown. You
parents,
think
we
you grown.
also we also gotta develop. Like, it's a part of the game, bro. If you don't think your coach finna let you go, you shouldn't be playing sports. I'm sorry,
say
bro.
it again.
If you don't want your coach yelling at you, don't play sports,
Right,
bro. That's my
right,
thing. Like, what are
right,
you even playing sports for, bro?
right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Now that's
Uh,
facts where a bunch of these coaches are lying about money.
so Malaysia Fuwali kind of came out. It was a rumor going around that her parents kind of made her leave the South Carolina situation. But she came back and said they didn't. What do you feel about a lot of these kids kind of moving around because of their parents? Do you feel like a lot of kids are kind of missing out on certain situations if they would have stayed rather than leaving? Or because the situation was the mom made her leave because of money, like
Hey
because of the baby, like she wanted to
man,
go get the
hey
baby.
man, this
She
for
want
the
more
girl
money
side.
or
Yeah,
It's the only time to me you gonna make probably the most money you gonna make playing at just at this point like that much. And she's worth way too much, way more than what she probably wasn't getting at South Carolina. That's probably what they did for sure.
got
Have you ever had the best socks in the world? Nope, you ain't. You don't know why you lying like that. Listen, ASG socks is the best socks in the world. Comfortable, snug fit, and you don't need to double sock them. Listen, the socks that the pros wear, these are ASG socks. Listen, man, buy two, get one free, plus free shipping. Less than $50, man. Use code I'm coming to get these socks. Get these socks today. Stop playing.
so do you feel like as a woman, right? Woman basketball player. So you feel like every situation, because I'm looking at Harmony. Like Harmony stayed at Harvard all 4 years, right? She went crazy. Now she probably set for life. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what she got at Harvard, right? Then I look at Milaysia Fulwiley. Like she got money, she got burned, she got an Under Armour deal. Like what benefits do you see in
You also gotta look
besides
at the family
the
dynamic.
money aspect, getting more money that you probably could get? I mean, you at a top program in the country.
Yeah, but you gotta think, Don Staley and them, they have 13, 12 people who are probably worth a lot of money.
Okay,
Like, it's not enough money to give, it's too many mouths to feed. But Wiley could go somewhere and be the top player on the team and get the most money. And then Harmony Like her family is just like that's kind of what they own, bro. Like they don't even be like she wasn't getting paid at Harvard.
Nope.
Yeah, she wouldn't. Harvard don't pay nothing. Like Harvard don't pay nothing. If you do NIL deals at Harvard, they gonna take a percentage of it. That's why it's no, yeah. Like she did that strictly. She took a risk on the education part, bro.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, she took a risk on the education part. But that's how our parents is, you know. They don't really they not out here struggling, so they kind of could handle that.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. So do you feel like you should in most situations? Now you said you feel like 90% of the situations you should go get the higher bag.
I mean, it depends on the circumstance, but dog, if you got a chance to make $500,000 and you already got a ring off that, let's just say she already got a ring.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, she gonna make the W. More than likely, it's a high
Mm-hmm.
chance. I'm gonna just say, let's just say it's a high chance. But dog,
Mm-hmm.
still, you're gonna get what you're gonna get in this one season from whatever college you go to. That's gonna be like 3-4 years of W money, bro. 3, 4,
Right.
5 years of W money. Like it just don't make sense to me to just stay there and take less when you can get that. That's just my opinion, but
You
everybody else do
know,
different things.
look at we don't know her situation. We don't know her
Yeah,
mama's situation. We don't know her
Right.
family
yeah,
situation. So if you're looking at it in that aspect, a kid that's close to their parents, they're gonna do what's best for their family. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They're gonna do what's best for their family. Like Mike said, some of this money right now is life changing money for their family.
Right.
yeah.
So it'd be hard to pass up on it. And like you said, she already got a ring.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yeah.
got a ring. So now it's about securing her future. We know she going to the W. We know she gonna play overseas. She gonna make a lot of money over
Right.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, to each his own. Like
Right.
I said, but she is a program changer.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like I don't think people talk about that enough. Like I know so many kids is chasing a bag and they're not a program changer. You're
Not
not
a program
you're not
change.
gonna you're not gonna change the program. So why should this school invest in you like that? Why should they give you all this money?
And I think
You
that's the
know,
point that I was getting to. Like, her situation is a little different, but I feel like a lot of kids are kind of moving around and they not that kid. They asking for a 200, 150, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's cool if you get that, like, you know what I'm saying? No knock on it. But I feel like at the end of the day, like, I want to play and get paid. Like, I want a peace of mind. Like, yeah, you getting this money, but if you ride the bench, unless you got other motion, like as far as like
Dog,
endorsement deals and stuff like
nah,
my
that.
and she was playing
yeah,
18 minutes a game, bro. I'm sorry,
no,
dog.
no,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, dog. If
yeah.
I'm
I
her,
mean,
I'm trying to play 30 minutes a game,
yeah,
bro.
she
You know?
supposed to been starting on that team. So I know all that. And shit, don't get me wrong. Will, I
We
know she's supposed to be starting
talking
on
about
that
the
team.
money aspect.
Yeah, we
I
talking
don't
about the
think she
money.
was getting. I don't think
Yeah,
she was getting that crazy of a bag, but I could be
yeah,
wrong. But I don't think she was.
Mm,
yeah. I think more. I think it's more about her not playing. You
Yeah,
know,
then the
that
bag.
than the
Yeah,
bag. Yeah, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
gotcha.
She want to be featured, and she should be featured.
yeah, yeah.
She want to be featured, and she should be
Yeah, she
featured.
getting
Yeah,
snatched out for mistakes like she just a scrub.
yeah,
Wait,
For
exactly.
so
certain,
now what if she missing assignments though? Like, what if she missing assignments as
Well,
far
you
as like
coach her. You coach her through
yeah,
that. You
yeah.
coach
I
her through
think
that.
my thing is like
Yeah,
she's too good not to have her on the floor.
yeah,
That's what we're saying. Like she's
yeah.
still young enough to play through
Hey,
mistakes,
is
bro. She
Luca?
only a
Hey,
sophomore.
how many assignments do Luca miss, Ed? How many assignments do he miss on defense?
hey, but he gonna give you 40.
Yeah, and she can too. She can
I'm gonna let Will join.
too.
I'm gonna let Will
Hey,
join.
hey,
She,
hey, Luca gonna give you 40
yeah,
though.
but hey, she can score that ball, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
She
yeah,
can
yeah.
score
She can,
that ball,
but I
But
feel
every time she make a mistake, you
Hey,
know,
top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning.
what
Hey,
up,
listen,
Will?
that kid should have stayed with Don Staley. And I'm gonna tell you
I
why.
got you.
It's a lot of stuff from behind the scenes that y'all don't know. That kid got a lot to learn still, man. That kid got a lot of stuff to learn. It's stuff that y'all don't see that we can't see, and we just on the outside looking in. Oh, we wanted to act a fool, go score a reverse layup. The kid needs to. She's still trying to learn the game.
Mm-hmm.
And Don not gonna let her just come out there and shoot a bunch of fucked up shots.
Right. Yeah.
Don trying to humble her and teach her. Mo said that kid should have stayed. He said, but I can tell you this, Will, she finna go get paid big money. But she should have stayed with Don.
Yeah.
She should
And
You
that's
know,
what I say.
everybody,
stayed with
Like,
Don.
everybody got their own, like, you know, like as far as the pressure from her. You know, if the mom and dad, if mom not supporting her staying,
yeah.
who you think she gonna ride with, Will?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
Had
this is
that
her
blood.
AAU. Hold up. This is her AAU coach saying this. That's been with her since been a baby.
I understand that. I understand what Mo's saying, but I'm saying when your parents putting pressure on you to make a move, you know what I'm saying? That's hard to
Yeah.
override. You know, that's
Absolutely.
hard to override.
Heck yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's just the perspective I'm saying. That's right. No, that's for shit. We all know that.
Right.
You know, hell, I ain't running from no Don. I ain't running from no Don Staley. You know, you ain't running from no Coach Yo's that's gonna coach you hard
Mm-hmm.
and you know be on and hold you accountable. Gino, they gonna hold you accountable and
Right.
you know you ain't. But if your parents are not supporting that, what are you gonna do?
Right. And I don't think she want. Me personally, I really don't think she wanted to leave South Carolina at the end of the day. Like, I don't think she mind gets coaching hard, but I think as the parent, the mom was kind of like, or whoever was like, man, you're not playing like you should be playing. So when they get in your ear, it's kind of like, well, dang, like I don't know, like, you know what I'm
But
It
wouldn't
saying?
you
Like,
say
what
the parents know best?
eh, in certain
If
situations,
if you
if
now,
they it,
if
but you
that's
can't
your
trade.
kid, say that
If they've
again.
been involved, if they ain't been involved, how the fuck they know best?
yeah.
So what you think they've been doing? They got
That's what
her to South Carolina.
well, I'm just saying though. Did they get her to South Carolina? Or did the program that she played for get her to South Carolina?
I'm gonna ask you
See,
this. I'm gonna ask you this. If Don had that much faith in Fu Wally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why she brought in that leading scorer? Because she didn't think Fu Wally can get it done.
yeah,
That girl from Florida, bro.
I
Bro.
don't think.
You
I don't.
recruiting over the kid. You recruiting over the kid.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
recruiting over her.
are
So
they
now
gonna be?
she got to practice her work, right?
Hey,
She gotta go walk.
hey,
She gotta walk.
are they gonna be on the floor at the same time?
No, no, no. They wasn't. Fu
Okay,
Wally
well
minutes
that's
was going to get shorted
So
down.
okay.
should she
What's
stay? Should she stay? And she gotta know her work, right? Hey,
So
I'm worth more than that.
hold up, I'm asking. So what I'm getting at, Lefty, if Don went recruited over Fu Wally, it's some shit that Don know, internal shit that we don't know.
yeah?
That's
Yeah.
what.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
some internal shit that Don know that we don't know.
So
Mm-hmm.
Will, should she stay?
I mean, I feel like this: if you're a problem one place, you're gonna be a problem another place. Just because you move, don't mean that fixes things.
Mm.
I
Well,
think environment changes your situation too sometimes, though.
Yeah,
And
but
it's tough.
from me, from I'm gonna leave that where that's at because I don't want to. But from what I heard, man, you gotta understand, bro. When these girls got girlfriends and all that, that shit is a distraction, dog. That
But I mean,
shit is a distraction.
but you don't think that's everywhere? Every roster has that.
yep.
But it's a
All of
distraction if you're not keeping the main thing the main thing.
Every roster has that though. You can't use that as an
No,
excuse
but
though.
if you but you gotta know how to balance it, Eddie Kane.
Right.
A lot of these girls don't know how to balance it, and they
Yeah.
let that shit affect them in playing basketball.
But I don't think. I don't think.
Eddie Kane, Eddie
Not,
Kane, that shit can be a distraction. Eddie Kane, I'm gonna ask you
I'm not.
this.
I'm not saying that can't be.
Hold up. Let's get it. Hey, I'm gonna ask you, Z, and my man right here, right? A
Mm-hmm.
woman is the root of all evil. Who made Adam eat that apple?
Eve.
See.
A woman, dog. It's a distraction, dog. If you not locked in, a woman will knock you off your swivel, dog.
I believe
I'm
that.
Or
I believe that.
telling you,
or
dog.
So
or a woman
if
can
he,
raise you up too though.
hey, no, but if he talking about those distractions,
But I
he
feel where you're
right.
coming from though.
Because you got a lot of athletes at that high level
It's
fall off
stuff that
because of
Don
women.
know that we don't know, dog. That's why I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell y'all.
Right.
It's shit that Don know. I'm telling y'all in words that I don't want to just give my partner up for talking to me, but listen to me when I'm telling you, Eddie Kane.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
bigger than what y'all think.
I'm
Yeah.
listening. I'm
If
listening to you.
you
But
talking
Z
about
ain't
those
no
distractions,
motherfucking fool. Z been around this shit all these years.
yeah.
That's why he quiet. Dog, Dog, the kid is a great kid, bro. But if you not staying focused and keeping the main thing, dog, you can stunt your
Yeah,
growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
especially
You
at
can,
a especially at a national championship level. Like
yeah.
everything is expected to be, exceptional at that program.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you go somewhere else where the standards are lower, then yeah, you can get away with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But everything is getting looked at on a different scale at South Carolina, at LSU, at some of these programs. That's a big name program. It gets looked at a little different. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you can't really compare other programs and what they got going
Yeah.
on their
I don't I don't
rosters. Well,
I don't even think her going to LSU would help. Fool Wally got to go somewhere to a school at the bottom of the bracket and go help him win.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like
LSU,
she do.
I don't see her
I feel
fitting
like she
in.
do need to leave the house though. I feel like being, and that goes back to my thing. Like I
I
think
think Coach
sometimes it's
I
better.
think Coach Yo would do a great job with
Yeah.
her.
Coach Joe ain't rocking with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, well.
too
Because
many
I'm like, Will,
head,
if
too many
if
too
if
too
if,
many headstrong kids over there already, bro. There's too
Mm-hmm.
many
if Will is
headstrong
saying
kids,
she got,
bro.
if Will is saying she got these distractions, all that, anywhere she go is gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
if those
Coach,
distractions are big,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Coach Joe got enough problems on her hands right now. Adding Fuwali to it,
Yeah.
no, no.
I,
Coach Joe got a
Yeah, man.
I, I
Coach Joe
just
got a
I
chance.
feel like I,
Coach Joe got a chance to make a Final Four run.
I
Yeah.
I feel like any program that you just said, Will, has a chance to get in the Final Four, they all gonna have problems. They
Yeah.
all got stuff going on because they having to juggle all those good ass kids on that roster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So any program that's at an elite level that can compete for a national title, they got some shit going on.
Bro, what?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're dealing with emotional creatures at the end of the day. Bro, every woman is emotional. Like they emotional. So
Yeah, they are.
it is.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah,
So
they
you
are.
gotta. So you got it's a fine balance, bro. You gonna have that. Every locker room got that. You know what I'm saying? Just how you manage it at the end of the day. You don't think Gino got them type of problems in there? Like he just know what he doing. I ain't saying Don don't know what he doing. But it's either like you either gonna deal with it or you gotta hit the road. So she decided to hit the road. But she about to get paid though. She about to get paid. That's one thing for sure. She about to get paid.
Man,
Did
I'm a,
did little mama leave Rutgers or she stayed?
She
she
leave.
went
She
to
left.
Penn.
Oh, she going to Penn?
Hey, I'm gonna ask y'all something, man. I'm gonna say this on live. That's my dog, so I ain't tripping. I got a call yesterday, right,
Mm-hmm.
from an SEC school that wants Shonteria, and you know what they said? We gonna redshirt her this year, and then get her ready for the following year. Coach Joe called me yesterday. I'm gonna take Shonteria, but I'm a redshirt her. Man, nah.
She gonna get paid.
What you think about that, Z?
What what she registering for? I need to what? What she read? Did she has a roster already full?
She just called me, man. I want to take her, but I,
Coach Joe got some pit bulls over there, man. Ready.
Uh, she'll graduate with her masters.
that's what I said. I said that. I said that too. But you know what another coach told me in the ACC? How do you take a kid like that that's coming off of being hot, pre-hot, and you sit them? You might not get that hot back. You sit them for a whole year, you might not get that
Well,
that spark back.
I just talked about confidence yesterday. So if you as a parent, I'm always protecting my kids' confidence because if I know they can fucking play, they can fucking play. You
Mm-hmm.
can't fool these eyes right here. These eyes you can't deceive. So nobody can just tell me out of the blue that my kids can't play basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Because
so
if you talk about red shirt, that's basically what you saying, Z.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
is it a bad thing if you red shirt?
I
I
was,
thought red shirt was like a development
yeah,
year.
it's kind of
For
preparation. Like, I mean,
uh,
now,
I
granted,
always thought red shirt was a
for
development year. You get your
for a
game right.
freshman,
for a freshman, yeah,
for a
yeah,
freshman, for a
mm-hmm.
freshman, she not no freshman.
Oh, she ain't
Yeah,
a freshman.
Nah, she's a
Yeah,
Oh,
sophomore.
yeah, being a freshman. Yeah, 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 yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I thought you were coming out of high school. Nah,
No,
nah.
no, no, no. And red shirt ain't bad for a freshman. I ain't gonna lie. Most kids that go to SEC need that red shirt
Right.
year out of high school
Yeah.
because they need to get it. They need to get adjusted to practice and how tough the game's gonna be and seeing all that. You know, they need to get adjusted to that. But somebody that's already been in college and
Oh,
they
yeah,
can,
yeah, nah.
and
But
they
but
can
but
play.
see, she was like she going to practice against Cody them and Peterson, all them dogs is getting up a pad to be the man for the upcoming year.
Mm, I don't know. I just,
I said
me
it's
personally.
too much. It's too much on the table right now that I really can't to do that.
Yeah.
And I love you, Coach Joe, and I want to fuck with you, but to cut on the TV every day and see that motherfucker not even dressed out, it'll break my heart, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll break my
Mm-hmm.
heart, dog.
You,
It'll break my heart,
hey,
dog.
it's 2 games. You ready to go?
Right. Yeah.
You
I
know,
can't
like
be
like
Yeah.
there.
like, and it ain't like you don't know, but this motherfucker not finna play all
Right.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's hard. That's a hard gamble, dog.
yeah,
Like
Right.
you say, if Z say if the motherfucker coming out of high school, it's
yeah,
different.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, like are we talking about a kid that averaged 9.5 points a game? How you
Yeah.
sitting?
Mm-hmm. That make a little sense. But yeah, man, it's been a good morning.
Eddie
Appreciate
Kane.
y'all boys hopping on.
Hey man,
Hey, let me say something to these
What's up?
parents. These coaches ain't got the money they say. So if you sending your kids somewhere, you better have a lawyer look over it and get some paperwork. Cause these coaches are lying about money, dog. They lying. Cause right now coaches are desperate. So they desperate, so they gotta lie about money. Because if you ain't got no money, you're not gonna get the kids at the top of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So now they gotta lie about money because the game to change. Mid majors got money now. They
Yeah.
didn't went raise money. So and you got P5s in the SEC that don't got no money.
Yeah.
So they got to lie about money to try to get some kind of kid.
Right.
Or they got
Right.
to take kids at the bottom of the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got no money, Eddie Kane.
Right.
These coaches ain't got no money, dog. And right now it's tough out here. It's tough. You know how many kids still left in the portal?
Boy, I just looked at it this
That's what
morning.
it's because everybody trying to negotiate money right now, Eddie Kane.
Yeah. I look.
Everybody negotiating money. Now the P5s, because all the A-list kids already signed. So
Yeah.
now
Mm-hmm.
coaches got to go find that, yeah, if this kid is a
Yeah.
mid-major, could play Power 5, I probably can get this kid for probably free. So now I'm going to go get this kid for free because I know I don't really got no money.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. All right, man. We finna get up off of here.
Gone.
Y'all have a good day.
All right, have a good day.
All right, bro.